So I really believe that what goes on after your divorce has been finalized is sometimes more important than what goes on throughout the process. And this especially holds true when it comes down to your children. Back in 2019, I interviewed Jeff Jacobson, who's a family law mediator and collaborative law attorney out of the South Bay here in Los Angeles. Jeff touched on a number of what I believe to be super critical points when it comes down to how spouses deal with their children in the aftermaths of their divorce. Um, Everything from co parenting to how they treat each other in front of the children was discussed. And I think Jeff kind of hit the nail right on the head. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment area. And hopefully, you get a lot out of this video.
So mediation is about client control, and part of that control is how people choose to deal with things relating to their children and co-parent. A lot of people tell me we're doing wonderful co-parenting because we don't fight in front of our children. I think that's a helpful thing. Certainly, nobody should be fighting in front of their children. I can't sit here and tell you whether an equal timeshare with the children is better developmentally for a certain family versus the children living primarily with one parent the majority of the time and the other parent for part of the time. Different families impact their children differently. But what I can say is that children are very, very smart. And children can take cues from their parents and get a sense of what kind of peace they have with one another. Is it a cold peace where they don't speak with one another, where at their child's soccer game, they sit at different sides of the stands and different sides of the park and never interact? Or is it the kind of family where they're going to get together and sit together at the pizza party where people don't even know that they're divorced? Children realize those things, and a lot of it is mindset. In the mediation process, people are often focused with things like timeshare and exactly when each parent is going to be with the children. But once their divorce is finalized and they finish the mediation process, in my mind, that's when the work really begins. Some people really benefit from the involvement of mental health professionals, work on communication. People's emotions evolve, and how somebody feels at the time of divorce could be significantly different from how they feel 10 or 15 years from now. They started with young children, and all of a sudden they have teenage children. People evolve, their lives evolve, there are new relationships. They view things differently in terms of how they felt years ago when they got divorced. All this impacts children. And for people to just understand that their behavior, not just the behavior of the other spouse, but their own behavior impacts their children. I think once people educate that, often with the help of a mental health professional, that's really the key to long-term health for their children in the event of divorce.